Hello, Narts family. Good evening. Happy Saturday. It's Saturday. Woo. We're doing the Saturday dance. Got my feeling. Yes, yes. Saturday Night Fever. Nobody's seeing this because they're not watching it. Nobody's watching it. Nobody's seeing me have my Saturday Night Fever moves. Nobody's tuning in yet. Nobody would ever see my Saturday Night Fever moves. Nobody's watching. Oh, well, a few people are starting to watch. I better stop my Saturday Night Fever moves. Hey, Krista, Lisa. From sea to shining sea, I'm being seen. All the way in Alaska, St. Louis. Awesome. How's that wonderful husband of yours, Krista? I enjoyed meeting him. He's a good guy. Or at least I hope he's still a good guy. Watch me get in trouble here and dig myself a hole right at the beginning of my video here tonight. Alice, how are you, Alice? You got a nice husband, too. I've met Don. I bet you Don's happy he's retired from the oil business at this point, Alice. And I'm glad, Krista, your husband's doing well. I can't believe that all of you have nothing better to do on a Saturday night than watch me. But hey, you know, I'm glad to see you. Obviously, I see Jana joined too. Dennis didn't take you out on a date tonight, Jana? I'll have to get on him about that. Or maybe he's got home cooking dinner for you. Well, everybody, I hope we're all glad to hear that Don is doing well, Alice. I can't believe I'm remembering all these names, although I don't remember Krista's husband's name. I just remember that she's taller than him. I do admit that. Laura's watching me. Awesome. Dawn's tuning in. Maryland. So I've got Maryland. So we are going from coast to coast and far off Alaska and everything. And I'm drinking from different glasses. I am drinking from a different glass tonight. Tonight I have switched to this is alcohol conservation. We're spreading things out. We're conserving resources. So tonight we have switched from scotch to gin. So I have a gin and tonic tonight. That is our value gin, a new gin that the liquor store turned me on to instead of my Hendrix or Bombay Sapphire, which I usually purchase. They switched me on to Stratosphere, which is a product actually of New Amsterdam, and most people would think of New Amsterdam as a low-end alcohol. This is a gin that is to compete with Hendrix and Bombay Sapphire, but at less than half the price. So totally a good value. I need my friend Nicholas in Arizona to tune in and switch his gin. I mean, he has his gin so well, he even named his dog after the gin. So what's happening in the world tonight? And your questions. So I've had a lot of questions today about unemployment for owners. So owners, again, unemployment for owners has been a hot topic today. You can, if you are a corporation and you are on the corporate payroll, you can claim unemployment on yourself. You can do that. The caveat to that is you better not be doing work, or the only one doing work. And most specifically, you should not be doing live videos if you are claiming unemployment. That will create a great record of unemployment fraud, and you do not want to commit fraud. You should also not be claiming unemployment if you were the one only going in and doing the shipping. Okay, if you're fulfilling online orders, how did these orders get filled and everybody else was laid off, you shouldn't be doing that either. But if you are at home and you're doing paperwork or something other non-work, you're petting the dog, fine, claim unemployment. You are entitled to it. You have paid into it. do it. One of the other things with unemployment that I've been getting asked, excuse me, I am dry tonight, sorry, it was all that book reading last night. That Dr. Seuss really did me in. One of the other things with unemployment I've been asked is in the workforce that we have today, a lot of people work multiple jobs. And so a lot of your staff is there working multiple jobs. And do they qualify if you've laid them off, okay, and their other job hasn't laid them off yet, and they're working more there, can they still claim unemployment for the portion of their income that was you? And that's a very interesting question. Normally it would be no, okay, because they're gainfully employed. Some of these people are employed full-time and you're their part-time job. But under the current circumstances, they may be able to, and should have clarification on that in the next couple of days, because they're doing everything they can to be abundantly flexible. And so the National Retail Federation and the state retail associations, who I've been working very closely with, are working on clarifying that. Because if they work full-time in another job and they work for you and they lose your income, they need that income for something. Okay, it's not usually fund money. I have one employee that works for me that we're her second job, that we are her fund money. We're all her vacations. Okay, she travels a lot, and by working for us, not only are we her fund job, we pay for her vacations. So the National Retail Federation and the state retail associations are checking on that for me to see how that applies, because it is a real issue for a lot of people in today's workforce. So keep an eye on that. The other hot topic has been if you're in a state that's shut down, or in an area that's shut down, can you go into your stores and ship? And while there can be some variations, the state retail associations and the National Retail Federation have been working very hard in publishing a consistent set of guidelines of what qualifies. And they're really trying to get it passed nationally, although I do not expect that to happen on a national level. The state governors and such have been much more receptive to their input on these things. And so I expect that one of the key things that are getting qualified, okay, besides grocery stores and pharmacies and gas stations and hardware type supply places, okay, and keep in mind, everybody's asking for a waiver, okay, everyone is asking for a waiver and why they're essential, okay. It's been crazy. One of the big lobbies that's been lobbying that they are essential now is bicycle stores. Yes, bicycle stores are lobbying that they are an essential business now, okay, and should not be shut down. Their argument, okay, is because of social distancing. People aren't riding in cars together, and they need to be on a bicycle so they can be separated by 6 feet from each other. That is their actual argument that they are going to states and counties looking for exemptions on. I kid you not. On that, I can't make this stuff up, but that is what they are doing. But for relevant to our industry and what things that you all are doing is warehouses. Warehouses are deemed essential usually after a governor or gets informed about it and how that logistics is done. So your back room, which is your warehouse, okay, could qualify as essential. Not opening your store, but shipping and such from your warehouse, okay, is considered essential. Okay, warehousing services, they are not defining warehouses as things that are only doing grocery goods or specific items that are deemed essential. They are doing anything, even business-to-business items are deemed essential if it's coming out of a warehouse. So warehouse work is essential, and you don't have to have a separate warehouse. You just have to be doing the functions of one. So that has been a nice clarification. Other things coming out at a national and state level, the National Retail Federation and the state associations are working hard to, one, clarify what an essential is, and the logistics play in that. and to get a national thing on that, because they also want to get a thing on the mass gatherings to so that it doesn't cause a panic, because consumers are swarming retailers, which exhausts existing supplies and overwhelms employees. But there's legislation that is working through, and I'll post a link later, probably tomorrow, to contact your senators in the area of where your business is, on legislation that'll be coming in front of them on Monday to protect small business against unemployment insurance tax increases because of the crisis, issuing guidance relative to employee health insurance coverage. 4/1 is actually the largest small business renewal date in a lot of states, and they're looking for flexibility on premium due dates as well as coverage dates on that. They're asking to make workers' compensation coverage reflective of actual payroll. And there's pressure on landlords and commercial property owners to take into account the current economic situation and have some shared stake in this. The Mall Association, the International Mall Association, which most, if you're in a strip center, they're probably a member of the International Mall Association. I'm screwing up the name of it correctly. But the Real Estate Association for Retail Centers is lobbying Congress again, also to be a part of this, so that they take care of us. Okay, they're actually actively, they get how this rolls down to them, and how this would affect their rents and their tenants and such. So that's a big deal. And I'll post a link so that you can quickly shoot out a letter from the National Retail Federation's form letter generator to your senators. Again, these things matter. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, sending a letter to your senator or even a form letter, but they count this, okay? So when they count up, when you're in their offices, they count how many people contacted them on these different things. Hey, Michelle, thanks for joining us. Happy Saturday night. It is a happy night, okay? We're one day closer to the end of all this, so it's a very happy night, okay? They count on these letters, okay, and how many people write them and how many people send them for these things. So the more the merrier, especially at these times where people aren't showing up, they're not allowing people to show up in their offices, which carries even more weight. But these letters do matter. So I will post that link so that all these retailers can respond to that. The National Retail Federation of States are asking that certain taxes, such as payroll, property, be suspended going forward, so that everybody can tighten their belt amid the, there's the real knowledge and understanding that there's a huge liquidity crisis in finances, and it doesn't matter what size company you are. I was talking to one last night that's 30 stores. Okay, everybody's having a liquidity crisis, so it's okay. States are seeking, in areas where establishments must take cash, they're looking for those laws to be suspended. That's a law actually in Massachusetts that you have to take cash. It's a state law. And areas are looking to ban, at a national level, they're looking to have a temporary ban on plastic bag bans, because in grocery stores, for their safety, workers are asking not to handle them. So that is something that's happening with that. Yeah, so statewide, and again, it's just they're looking for nationwide and statewide regulations to be consistent. And they're actually getting some headway on that because they're getting more action from the governor on that. Funny story in us being open today, we've had some weird things. So we had a lot of husbands bringing in consignments today, which was comical for clothing and such. So we had that. But the funniest, because I know, again, one of the biggest concerns I've been getting is about consignor payouts. And again, don't worry about it. We need to be concerned about it. But mostly you're going to see the lower end. You're not going to have a run on the bank like you fear. Okay, don't fear the worst. We're not there. That fear. Hey, Adele, how are you? Thanks for joining. How's Dazzle? You do not fear the worst. Okay. Fear what's in front of you. Deal with our current crisis that's in front of you. Don't manufacture a crisis in your head over. Sorry about that interruption there. You have people that are worried about things, okay, and worried about going out. We had a consignor come in for a payout today, so this is a perfect example of some of the hysteria that's out there. So they're completely worried, don't want to go out, but so need to come in and get their payout of, I think it was $9.79, okay? $9.79. They don't want to be near anybody, don't want to touch anything, don't want to breathe on anything, okay, but need their $9.79, but then bring in a Ziploc bag because they don't want to touch the money. They want the $9.79, but they don't want to touch the money. I get it, but it was just, I might have to post the security camera footage of that later because just the whole interaction of it was really very, very comical the way that went down. And I'm not sure what she's going to do. Is she going to go to the grocery store then with the money in the bag and hand that to them so they use it? I don't know how she was going to then spend the $9.79, but she had to have it, and that's what she rushed in for today. But again, worry about the crisis in front of you. So one of the things that I get a lot is, how do I remain so calm? How does nothing bother me, faze me? How do I sleep at night with everything that's going on in the world? Yes, Chris, it was. I mean, but that's the kind of thing that's happening with that. You're not having a run on the bank like people are fearing. And how do I deal with everything that's coming at me and everyone that's coming at me? Okay, my phone has been going nonstop. I mean, part of me thrives on it. I really do. I want to be there for everyone and anyone that I can help. Okay, but in times of crisis, okay, this is a great leadership lesson here for y'all. Okay, times of crisis, focus on your span of control. If I can't control it, why worry about it? Okay, I can't control what somebody else is going to do. I can't control what another business is going to do. I can't control what the president's going to do, what my governor is going to do. I can't control any of that, okay? So I focus on what I can control, okay? And if I can control it, if I can change it, if I can affect something with it, that I worry about. If I can bring somebody joy in the day, that I worry about, okay? That is how you work through a crisis, okay? I don't worry about something 10, 20, 50 steps ahead of me that I can't control or can't even get to yet in the crisis. I worry about what I can control. How can I impact that? So keep that as if you can't control it, don't worry about it. Okay? That is a key thing. So how are we keeping things light in these times also? So, I have a bunch of employees, like I told you the other day, that I had to lay off and everything else. So they've got a whole text chain going, okay, to keep people inspired, and they're doing daily crazy pet pics of their pets. And so everybody's on this whole text chain of pet pics, and that's one of the ways they're decompressing as they work through this. And I'm on that text chain as well. And while I normally don't like text chains, I'm really enjoying this one because it's showing how my employees are all connected to each other and working through this in their own way. I had another employee come into the store that I had laid off and brought me Dove chocolate because she was so inspired by the messages I read the other day from Dove chocolate, okay, on how we get through this. So it's these little things that get us through each day. We've also done it with our neighbor. What can you do in business with your neighboring businesses to keep your community going? Hey, Bailey, I did a quick video today of the plaza where my clothing stores are, okay, and all the neighboring businesses, all small businesses that were all there and, taking people as they could get them, okay? They were working with anybody and everybody to just try to do some business, okay, and keep some money coming in the door keep some staff on and such. And we did a post on that, and that got some traction, not only between all the other businesses, but our customers and everything else. It got some great interaction and play today, and reshared out, which was wonderful. It's these little things. It's all about community. It's, what we do here in our resale community, and it's about living for tomorrow. Okay, we all gotta be here tomorrow. So making sure you're fed, you're rested, you got a good night's rest. Okay, so that you can fight again tomorrow. Okay, because we're gonna get to the other side of this. There is another side, and we are going there. Okay, we're taking the train there, and we're going to get there. Because we are essential to our communities, okay? Even in the communities where we've been closed, okay? We are essential to our communities. Our communities need us, and we will be there on the other side. So let me take a look down here at some of the other questions I've gotten today that I have not answered. I covered that. If I get a loan, should I go through the SBA even if a bank can get me a cheaper interest rate? Right now, I would go through the SBA. I posted all the resources earlier today for the SBA slide deck. It is a complicated application, but that slide deck that I posted helps get you through it some more, and there's also some additional local resources you can get. The terms you'll get through the SBA are just phenomenal for length of time, even if you can get a better rate. Maybe you'll refinance it after. You don't know what you're going to need right now. There are way too many unknowns right now, okay, of how long this is going to go on, okay, and until that ends, you don't know all what you're going to need and everything. So having a bank line of credit is fine. I am recommending to everyone to apply for the SBA disaster assistance loan. It's just good peace of mind to have there for you and in the bank, even if there's other things that come up that end up being better than it down the road. Start that process. It's time consuming. You can start, stop, you can save your application at different points and come back to it, because it can, especially for those of you, and I know there's a lot of you out there, because you've reached out to me with questions, okay, that are not numbers people. You don't walk around with a pink calculator. I get it. And that's fine, okay? It took me a while to do it, and I do walk around with a pink calculator, okay? So it will take some time to do it. Take that time. Just get in the queue for it. You will thank me later on, even if you do not use it. The grant from the Treasury rather than an SBA loan, that is sort of an unknown right now. I'm still not betting on the grant passing Congress, even though I would really, really love it to. But I am not betting that Congress does right all by us. I would like to have hope and faith that they do, but and I am certainly advocating for it. But let's go with what we can control. We know the one sure thing that is available to all of us as small businesses is the SBA disaster. And so go with that, and anything else is the whipped cream and the cherry on top, and we'll work from there. And you can always pay off an SBA. If you end up having to take the SBA loan, you can always pay it off with something else. So that's okay, or just pay it off. So that is okay. A lot of you are hustling to get shopping pages up, which is great, and posting items. There's been a lot of different activities that stores are doing. They're working on their websites or shopping pages. They're doing Facebook Lives or posting to Facebook Marketplace. Stores are doing private shopping at their stores, where they're doing by appointment only, letting a couple of people in at a time at an appointment slot, so you're not overcrowding your stores and not letting too many people in, is what stores are doing. Stores are doing pickup at the curbside pickup. So call and they'll have it out at the curb for you, so they don't even have to come in. All these ways to allow for proper and social distancing for people so that they can keep on going and not have an issue. So These are all things that you can do, and just let your customers know. Customers are taking advantage of them. We saw in posts earlier how they've been thankful for the live videos for a break away from everything that's happening. People need a break. They need a mental break from all that's happening. They need to turn off the CNN and the Fox and everything else because it's just too much. And that's okay. I tune in first thing in the morning. I find out if anything new happened overnight, and I tune in at dinner time on my way home and just check and see if there's anything that I need to know. But I can't listen to all of that, because it's designed to weigh you down. It's designed to incite. It's designed to be negative. I'm all about positive, and I'm positive we're going to get through this. I'm positive we're going to see the other side of that, and I'm positive I'm going to be standing with you on the other side. So when I look at a point from a place of hope, a place of faith, I know I have some of my prayer warriors that I can count on here, the true faith, Laurel, Sonia, all these people that are really good about going to church and praying. You know, I know that the prayers of this community and of your community that you serve wants you there on the other side. So do not worry about that. The other key thing that I like to remind you all in every video is that there is no judgment, there is no embarrassment. It astounds me, because I'm really a very simple and humble guy, okay, that the number, when you reach out to me, or people that have reached out for others for assistance, are like, I'm embarrassed about this, or please don't judge me about. Ask anybody. Call anybody that I've ever worked with. Text anybody, okay? I'm not a judgy kind of guy. It's not what I do, okay? I am just here to help. I'm just here to help us take one step closer to the other side. We're just stepping piece by piece to the other side, and we're all going to get there. Reminder to highlight gift cards in all your online videos and on your website, because people are wanting to buy those. People are looking for ways they can support small businesses. They're also really like it when you engage and you talk about some other small business that you've supported, whether that's where you got takeout last night or the local market you went to instead of the big guys. So that, again, yields engagement and is very positive for your community. Talk to your stakeholders on any, again, I can't repeat this enough, to talk to your stakeholders for any billing issue, any bills you have coming up. Hang on to cash. Hang on to things that feed money, except for things that directly feed your business, such as inventory, okay, i.e. your consigners or suppliers. Your staff, okay, any that you've still been able to keep on, taking care of them. Other bills will wait, okay, and we'll see how this all sorts out. They will wait, they will work with you. Everybody will work with you, okay? Even the state's going to work with you if you paid your taxes, even your sales tax late. They're all going to work with you. They'll all end up waiving their fees. Almost everyone wants to see you on the other side, okay, and everybody is fighting for you. Your software providers, though, are key. They are a tool. So many of you feel like overwhelmed with some of the online stuff or some of the other things you're doing. There are ways to do this within your softwares. Your software is a tool. You don't buy a new hammer every time you need to put a nail in the wall, do you? No. Okay? Your software, there are simpler ways of doing things. There are other ways of handling things. And use your software providers. They are all there for you. Joe from Traxia just clicked onto our video here. He's watching now. Traxia, Liberty, Consign Pro, Computer Peeps. They are all there to serve us. SBS, Ricochet, Red Rose. I'm losing track of all of it, but if they serve this industry, they're there to serve you, okay? Deanna Thompson's there to help you authenticate those hard-to-authenticate items. Jerry Davis is there to help us get high-end items from Marquee, or help us in any way possible to just keep us to the other side. Everyone wants to get to the other side. Everybody is going through this together. And we're going to find the other side, and it is going to be wonderful. Okay? It is going to be absolutely wonderful. You're going to have a blessing of incoming consignments. You're going to have a blessing of customers coming into the shop. We will get there together, and we will have a wonderful thing. It's not going to be easy. I'm not saying that if this was easy, everybody would be in business. It's not, but everybody that is in it together, and we will get to the other side. So I didn't see, let's see, what joy will I bring tonight? I have a selection of books tonight. I got a few different ones tonight to choose from, but I think I'm going to go with Dr. Seuss again. I think I need another Dr. Seuss here to do it. And Mr. Brown Can Moo. Okay? Can You? By Dr. Seuss. A book of wonderful noises. Moo! Oh, the wonderful sounds Mr. Brown can do. He can sound like a cow. He can go moo! Moo! He can sound like a bee. Mr. Brown can buzz. How about you? Can you go buzz, buzz? He can sound like a cork. Pop, pop, pop. He can sound like a horse feet. Clop, clop, clop. That's a funny looking horse. He can sound like a rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo. He can sound like an owl. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Mr. Brown can do it. How about you? He can sound like the rain. Dibble, 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 dop. Dibble, 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 dop, dop, dop. He can sound like a clock. He can tick. He can talk. He can sound like a hand on the door. Knock, knock. Boom, boom, boom. Mr. Brown is a wonder. Boom, boom, boom. Mr. Brown makes thunder. He makes lightning. Splat, splat, splat. And it's very hard to make a noise like that. Mr. Brown can whisper, whisper. Very soft, very high. Like the soft whisper of a butterfly. Maybe you can too. I think you ought to try. Oh, the wonderful sounds Mr. Brown can do. Why don't you try to do them too? Turn the page and let's review. Moo, moo. Buzz, buzz. Pop, pop, clop. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Hoo, hoo. Dibble, dibble, dop. Tick, tock. Knock, knock. Boom, boom. Splat. Last, a whisper, whisper. And that is that. Hey guys, we're all in this together. You are not alone running this store. Send me your questions. I will answer them. Email is neil@ecistores.com, neil@ecistores.com. You can find me on Facebook and message me. Half of the gazillion of you have my phone number, and you can call me, text me. I answer everything. I get back to everything eventually. And I'm all there for you. So whenever you have something, know that you are not alone running this store, and I'm there for you. Have a great night, everybody.